This
Hi
meeting is
Anusha, how
being
are you?
recorded. Fine, Rakesh. What about you?
I'm good too, thank you. So can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for giving this opportunity. I am Anusha. I have overall 3+ years of experience in non-IT field in
Hmm.
aviation domain.
Hmm.
And at the time of my career, I have decided that my interest in is in software testing.
Okay.
So I learned manual and automation testing concepts. In this
Hmm.
process, I gained good technical skills knowledge. Like I acquired good knowledge on SDLC process, STLC process, bug life cycle,
Hmm.
testing methodologies, testing techniques,
Hmm.
and all this. And also, I have gained good knowledge on core Java concepts.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I have done Agile certification from Indian Agile Board.
Hmm.
This and now still started learning on selenium concepts,
Hmm.
and after that I'll restart my career. This is all about myself.
Hmm. So you are switching from non-IT to IT.
Yes.
So how many years of experience you have in non-IT?
3+years.
Oh, great.
3.3.
Okay. So besides working in a non-IT field, you are preparing for IT.
I quitted my job due to some personal reasons also,
Okay.
and now I feel this is the booming technology,
Hmm.
and I want to get through this.
Yes, yes, definitely. So you are on the right track. See, the very first thing in the life is actually you know what you need, right? Sometimes people get
Yes.
confused. For 6 months they will try getting a job in one field. For next 6 months they will try getting a job. 3 months they will again switch their mind. So you are actually having clarity what you need to do. Now, the one of
Yes.
the thing
Thank you.
here is 3 years have passed in non-IT, right?
Yes.
So I don't know what kind of package you are making over there, but in software testing, as you are starting from switching from non-IT to IT, so you will have to start from scratch. So you might have to adjust with the money salary. So are you okay with that?
Yeah, maybe the first year I will suffer, but I will, in this struggling also I will learn so many good things. After that, my career will be into good peak stages. Whereas in non-IT field, even after 5 years also we will stay in the same pace. Like we don't get that satisfaction.
Mm.
What we will compare with others, something like this. And in this testing and in software field, we have emerging technologies now. Artificial intelligence also came day by day. So many technologies are coming, so
Mm.
I want to get through all this, and just want to make my career into this.
Okay, now see, this is a very practical question that will be asked to you, and it might be asked in the managerial round, or HR might ask you that you are going to switch from non-IT to IT. So, are you okay with the amount? So, don't get convinced very easily with them, because these people know
Okay.
once you get convinced, then even if they will have budget, they will give you less only. So,
Okay.
negotiate, right? For example,
Okay.
I'm just taking an example. You are having 3 years of experience. So you might be earning, for example, 6 lakhs per annum. Now they will tell that you have to start from scratch. So you might be starting from 3.25, right? And as you mentioned that initially I'm okay to suffer. Why to suffer? You're not,
Okay.
someone who is not having talent. You're not someone who is not having any skill set. You have done course. You have upgraded yourself, right? The first sprint you have already completed, right? So
Okay.
don't get convinced very easily. Otherwise, people who are switching from non-IT to IT, in these kind of questions only, they get bit, they will beat you around the bush and then they will give you the offer letter with less package. So what should be the answer?
Okay.
So your answer should be, hello, sir, ma'am. So first of all, thank you for considering this financial package thing here. So there are two things for which I am looking for the job. One of the aspect is I am looking for making my career in the field of software testing because I am passionate about it. Second thing is I don't want to get adjusted with less money because I was already earning. I already have some professional experience. I'm not someone who is starting as a fresher, as a college pass out. You already have some professional experience. So tell them, I know about the work schedules, I know about the corporate, I know about the timelines, I know about meetings, schedules, completing task on time. So those all etiquettes I have already been there since 3 years, right? So
Okay.
see, I'm not telling you to tell, no, no, you have to give me more money, you have to give me more money, but you have to convince them. You might be telling the same thing, but you have to tell in the other manner. And never ever, get adjust or convinced with this kind of package kind of thing, right? Because your attitude will determine your altitude, right? The more properly you will convince, you will negotiate with them, no? So they will be able to see a competitive candidate in you, right? They won't also let you go very easily, right? Your interview is good, that is one of the benchmark. Then second thing, this, right? So these all things you have to take care of. Okay.
Okay.
Now let us start with this. Okay, so which is a programming language that you are comfortable with?
Java, core Java.
Oh, Java. Okay. So can you tell me something about the OOPS concepts?
OOPS is nothing but object-oriented programming systems. In this, we have basically four principles like inheritance, encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism. These, based on these principles, we are implementing in writing automation scripts and all this.
Hmm.
Like, if you want to explain me about these principles, I will explain you in
Yeah,
detail.
not in detail, just
Yeah.
for a high level.
Okay.
Hmm.
This is a object oriented programming, as I told.
Hmm.
In this we have class and in the objects, and for example, coming to inheritance,
Hmm.
we have two classes, parent class and child class. Here
Yes.
child class will acquire the properties of the parent class through extends keyword. We can in the main method, by creating object to the child class, we can acquire the properties of parent variables and methods, and as well as a child's parents and variables and methods.
Hmm.
This is the main purpose of this inheritance concept.
Hmm.
Basically, we have so many types of inheritance like single, multiple, multi-level, and hybrid, hierarchical. These are the inheritances. Some are developed through the classes, and some are developed through implementing interface concept. This is about inheritance.
So you were telling something about multiple inheritance, right?
Yes.
So what is multiple inheritance?
Multiple inheritance means for a single child having two more than a single parent, multiple parents for a single child.
Is what is the difference between multiple and multi-level inheritance?
Multi-level means it's a level by level inheritance. First we have for example grandfather, father, and child, like this.
Hmm.
For example, let me take a b c. For a class we having a subclass b, and for that b class we are having another subclass. Considering b as a main class, again we have a subclass to this class b as a class c. Same through class C, we can acquire the properties of class B and class A also.
Okay.
This is a
So,
multi-level.
yeah. So what is multiple inheritance?
Multiple inheritance means for a single child having a multiple parents.
Mhm.
For A and B having a same child C.
Okay. And multi-level inheritance is not supported by Java, right?
Multi-level is supported by Java through classes, and multiple is supported through interface. I guess I am not sure if
Yeah. So yeah, you can take your time to think. Which so one of them, multiple or multi-level inheritance, is not supported in Java. So just have to think and give me the answer. Which one is not
Yeah,
supported?
I'm sure that multi-level is a level by level. A, B, C, C. Here, inheritance through classes we can implement. But in multiple, for class A and class B, having a same child C, so it is not supported through classes. It is supported through interface concept.
Correct, correct. See, Java does not support multiple inheritance, right?
Yes.
And then the other types you were mentioning, multi-level, that is supported, hierarchical is supported. then
Yes.
single inheritance that is supported, right? Now, what is single inheritance? So whenever you
As
take these questions, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, a single inheritance means for a single parent having a single child.
Hmm. So single inheritance, you can say when a derived class or subclass inherits only from the base or superclass, right? So there is
Okay.
one-to-one mapping. So that is single
Okay.
inheritance. Okay, what is hierarchical? So hierarchical inheritance is when a superclass is inherited by more than one class, right? That is
Okay.
hierarchical. Then hybrid inheritance is nothing but when one or more types of inheritance are combined, then it becomes a
Yeah.
hybrid inheritance.
Hybrid.
Okay. What is okay? This is clear, right? About OOPS
Yeah.
concepts. This was inheritance. Similarly, we'll explain encapsulation, abstraction, polymorphism, all those things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is getter and setter method in Java?
I didn't prepare that.
That's fine. In an interview, don't ever tell that I didn't prepare, right? You can tell, sir, I haven't got the chance to, I'm not able to recall, but can I give a try? You should definitely give a try. Even if
Okay.
you're, so then you know, whenever you purchase some electrical product or any product, you get big help and troubleshooting guidelines. Do's and don'ts are written. Don't switch on the AC when power cut is there, or all these things. But we don't read them until unless we actually face those situations. So what you should do
Yes.
is you should give them those kind of guidelines. Sir, I am not sure about this question, but I would like to give a try. I might be partially right, partially incorrect. I would appreciate if you correct me. That's fine. Now ball is in his court. Now whether you answer it correctly or you don't answer it correctly, he will listen to you. He or she will listen to you because he knows you are expecting some answer from him, right? So that's how you have to deal in an interview. Now, what is getter and setter method in
Okay.
Java? A method that is used to retrieve, or you can say get the value of a variable or return the value of a private member variable, that is called a getter method. You are getting the value. See, getter, getting, you are
Okay.
trying to retrieve the value of a variable. Setter is a method that is used for updating or setting the value of a variable. Okay. As simple as that. So the question itself has a part of answer.
Okay. I think we have get method and set method in encapsulation also we use this concept for writing an example. I guess
In
add value in additions.
yeah, you might
I
use it.
just
Yeah, you might be using.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So you are telling in encapsulation you are using getter and setter method.
In an example, I have seen, I guess, but
Okay.
I should go
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah, no issues. So go through that once. But this is basically the answer for that getter and setter method. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you know about this and super keyword?
Yeah. This refers to current class members,
Hmm.
and super refers to like parent class members.
Hmm. No.
I'm
Yeah. So let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video. What is the difference between super and this keyword in Java? And please put your answers
okay.
in the comment section of this video. Okay, now I'll tell you what is the difference, basic difference. There are two or three differences. Those are there between this and super keyword, right?
Okay.
Now, this is actually a reference variable that contains current class objects. So you were mentioning it, you are going in the right direction. It contains current class objects, right? Super is a reference
Okay.
variable that will contain immediate superclass objects,
Yes.
right? And this keyword might be used to call another constructor in the same class. So if you want to call some constructor from uh, call another constructor from one particular constructor in the same class, then you can use this keyword, right?
Okay.
Now superclass will be used to call the superclass constructor, right?
Okay.
Now they might also ask you how does JVM deal this and super keyword, right? So what happens behind the
Sorry.
scenes? So yeah. So how
Uh,
will
I
you, yeah. So I'm repeating. So how will JVM treat this and super
Okay.
keyword, right? What will happen behind the scenes? So JVM, it never automatically, puts this keyword, right?
Okay.
While uh, while JVM, it will by default automatically put the super keyword at the first line inside the constructor. So this is how JVM deals with this and super keyword, right? Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you have understood this thing, and now there is one more question related to this and super keyword, right? Is it possible to use this and super both in the same constructor?
Same constructor.
Hmm.
Maybe. Uh, I think only
Hmm.
one keyword we can use, either this or super.
Absolutely. Yeah, correct. You can use only one keyword at a time. So as I was
Yes.
telling you about how does
As it
JVM
is
train, right?
initializing only one object, we can use only one keyword, either this or super.
Right. See, Java will not allow you to use both super and this together in the same constructor. As per
Yes.
the specifications of Java, super or this must be the first statement in a constructor. So one thing would be there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is method overloading in Java?
It is one of the type of polymorphism. In method overloading. For a same method, we have multiple forms,
Hmm.
multiple parameters,
Hmm.
for example, if we take a add method, we can pass different parameters, int a, int b, and another add method with int a, int b, int c, like this. So
Correct.
in a class, for a same method, having different parameters is called method overloading.
Right, right. So, in a nutshell, how we will explain when a class has more than one method having same name but different in parameters. You are telling integer A, B, integer A, integer
Yes.
B. Then you were telling integer A, integer B. So, say names is same, but parameters are different, right? It is
Yeah.
called method overloading in Java. Okay. Right. Now, okay. Now let's switch to SQL questions. Okay. What is the
SQL.
difference between? Yeah. Yeah, Anusha, tell me.
I I should start
Okay, okay.
learning
You need
SQL
to
only.
start SQL. Okay, fine. No worries. So we'll go for Selenium based
But
question.
you can tell me some inputs, it will be helpful for my preparation.
Okay, okay. Now you are switching from non-IT to IT. So if you
Yes.
are appearing as a fresher, no, then they will ask you questions on uh, what are they might ask you about primary key, foreign key. Then they might ask you to write
Okay.
queries. Then what is join, inner join, right join, left join, full outer join. Then they might give you some table and they might ask you to fetch some values from the fetch some records from that table. So then what is the difference between clustered and non-clustered index, right? Then what is
Okay.
select statement, right? Then what is union, minus, and intersects command? So all these things are there, right? What are entities and relationships? So these type of questions you can expect from SQL, right?
Okay.
Okay, now Selenium, you are comfortable with Selenium?
No, only manual I studied.
Okay, okay. So manual testing questions. Okay. Mm, okay. What is the difference between test scenario and test case?
Test scenario means what are all we should test, like what to test for a given requirement or functionality. This speaks about test scenario, and test case is like how to write for the given functionalities or requirements in detail for a given test. For a given requirement we have multiple test scenarios, and for a scenario we have multiple test cases.
Hmm.
This.
Okay, fine. Now, I'll share my screen. I have a requirement which, let's say, you have got from business analyst, right? You are working in some project and you have got a requirement. Right? So, is my screen visible? This is a requirement. This is a functional requirement.
Okay.
You are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, it is
Right.
visible.
So these are functional requirements of one of the hostel management system project, right? There is a
Okay.
hostel management system project which is one of the application to be created, and it will undergo a process of software development and then software testing, right? But you have got this requirement as you are a tester, right? You are leading the testing team. You have two or three, four, let's say four members reporting to you. Now you have to create test cases out of these requirements. So
Okay.
yeah, because you don't have application ready. This is a kind of a Bible for you, right? Single source of truth for you for now, right? And you have to go through these requirements and you have to come up with the test cases, or you can say test scenarios. You can tell me high level test scenarios.
Okay.
Hmm. Question is clear,
Functional.
right?
Yes. For the given requirement, we should write high-level test scenarios and test cases possible.
Perfect. You are very smart.
Not users. This hostel management system project is all about whether a user is able to generate an account number, and through this he is allowing all the functionalities like whether staff members or guardians to scan students ID and his profile, and like some different functionalities for the user they are giving, like allowing allocating rooms to students, change due status, and shall generate user profile containing following information: user account number, full name, address, phone number, room number details. Yeah, first for this, first we should write a scenario for creating a user account number, like registration page.
Mhm.
uh,
So
for
yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
So how many scenarios
And
you are thinking? What would be the number of scenarios? How many test scenarios are coming to your mind?
like first creating login page for that with user account number, full name, address, phone number, room number, and checking the user details.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Now see, um, so how many test scenarios are coming to your mind? What all things you will test? Have you gone through each and every point of the requirement? Do you want me to read it loud for you?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm worried if I read all these lines, no, I might start explaining you. So then the
Okay.
answer will come up. So
Okay.
have you gone through this requirement once? You have read all these 10 points, right? Okay. Now imagine what kind of application it's going to be. Is it going to be an e-commerce product?
No.
It's not an e-commerce, right? Then is it going to be a financial based application?
No.
No, right? This is a simple, management system. What it is managing?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Student user
Tell me.
details
Hmm.
to hostel students.
Correct, correct.
Hostel student details.
Hmm.
All the information about the user and his room details, his
Hmm.
mess.
Now it is you are going on the perfect right track, right? Now if you see your keywords, your mind should be able to read. Oh, CC database is testing. Okay, so database testing related scenarios you have to add. Whenever you add some details, verify whether those details are being added into the database. So CRUD operations, create a user, verify the database contains proper values of the proper details of the user that you have entered.
Okay.
Update, update any user, verify the database has updated details. Um,
Okay.
Delete, then delete is there from database also. It should be a soft delete or hard delete. That is again a different thing, but you have to write that test case also, right?
Okay.
Then CRUD operations. So rename, that is also one of the aspect. Then what if, uh, you know, a user is having two account numbers? It's a negative scenario. It's not possible, right?
Okay.
Account number should be unique, similar to your PAN card number. Should be a unique one. Simultaneously, you can check if a single account number has been allocated to two users. That should also not happen, right?
Yes.
Then uh, the different details of the mess of a student. What kind of mess will he go to? Is he a vegetarian, non-vegetarian? Is he a vegan? All those things, right? Then if the room is available, that will be one of the flow. If the room is not available, then what? If the room is available, then uh,
Okay.
if the student who is getting the room allocated, is he the first person in that room? Maybe a room might be having some occupancy, two occupancy or three
Yes.
occupancy. So in that aspect, you have to think, right?
Like
Sometimes
all the possible positive and negative testings
absolutely,
for
yeah.
the given field.
The more you will tell, no. So in an interview, you might be asked to generate test scenarios from a website. They might open some web application, or they might give you the requirement. There were actually one or two people who were commenting on my videos that, sir, please create one video on how to create test cases from functional requirements. So in
Okay.
sometimes, many people in the interviews, in the real-time interviews, they are giving the requirements and they are just asking you to
Okay.
write the test scenarios. Sometimes they might give you the website and they might ask you to write the test scenarios. So it depends from interview to interview. So you have to be prepared for both the aspects. This is how you will
Okay.
come, we will try to come up with the test scenarios. Now, after coming up with all the test scenarios, how will you validate whether you have completed, you have covered each and every requirement or not? Let's say these are 10 points only. Let's say if some requirement is there which has 100 pages, right?
Okay.
So how will you validate that whether all the 100 pages has been covered in your testing? Because it might happen, you might cover initial 20, 30 pages, then 31 to 40
Yes.
got skipped, then 41 to 50, 70 you covered, then 71 to 80 again got skipped. So how will you make sure that all the requirements are covered via your
By
tests?
using testing techniques, will it will help
Yes.
our
Testing techniques will help you in terms of, test data. When you want to test with respect to number of fields, let's say it is accepting 1 to 10 characters, you might take boundary value
Okay.
analysis, you might go for equivalence partitioning. How will you validate whether all the requirements are being converted into your test cases or test scenarios? By requirement traceability
RTM,
analysis.
RTM requirement trace.
Yes.
We'll map for a given requirement. We will ensure at least one test case is covered for that requirement or not. Through
Yeah.
this RTM matrix, we'll ensure.
Now you are talking. Hmm. RTM is the correct
Okay.
answer, right?
Actually, I just confused whether it is or that techniques.
Hmm. So these are just 10 requirements. So this is how you will be developing your designing your test scenarios, and you have to speak up all these things in an interview. These are, sir, my positive or any map, and then these are my negative, these are my functional, these are my non-functional. Like that, you have to explain them. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So this is fine. So Anusha, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
In Selenium, like for starting my learnings, how can you guide me, sir?
So in Selenium, what you have to do is you have to first be very confident about OOPS concepts, strings,
Yes.
then Java, data types, variables, arrays, collections, right? Once you are comfortable with that, then you can start with Selenium. In Selenium, start with locators. How to develop an XPath. There are tools also available. Selectors Hub is a wonderful tool which will help you to develop XPath. What you have to do is you have to try creating an XPath by yourself first, and then
Okay.
in order to make sure your XPath is correct, then you can go for selectors. Once you are confident enough, once you have learned how XPaths are created, then you can use that tool itself. That will save your time. But initially, for learning purpose, this is how the learning curve you can reduce by first creating XPath, and then you can check, okay, in that tool, did I create it XPath correctly? You should
Okay.
avoid index related XPaths. You should avoid absolute XPath. After locators, then you can go with the different types of frameworks. Those are available. Hybrid framework is there, data driven framework is there, Cucumber BDD is there. Sorry, not Cucumber, BDD is there, right? Then
Test engine.
yeah, TestNG is then what is Maven? What is
Okay.
form.xml? That you have to understand. Then TestNG is fine, is it's common. You will learn that very soon. Then you can try to automate one control, radio button, checkbox, table, website with iframes, frames, right? So all these things you
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
Anusha. Yeah. So that's
And
it, Anusha. Yeah, please go ahead.
how I'm answering like any improvement areas. I'm going a bit fast or something. Just tell
No,
me your
I
feedback.
think communication wise, presentation wise, you are fine, right? Be confident, right? The interviewer might confuse you. Don't get confused, and be confident.
Okay.
Trust yourself. You are the one who knows what decision you have taken, right? It's a kind of a
Yes.
tough decision when you have already worked in 3 years for one. Now you are trying to switch, so
Yes.
you know yourself. So trust yourself, be confident, and be positive. Right, things are going
Okay.
to improve. All the good things are going to come in your life. So don't worry.
Thank you.
But if you will lose your confidence, if you won't, support yourself, then automatically the interviews won't go well. The interviewer, see, testers should be confident, and you have to improve your analytical skills. When you get these kind of requirements, when you get any website, you should be able to think from 360-degree angle. Okay, this is also one of
Yes.
the thing I should test. Okay, let me cover this. So all those thoughts, all that kind of brainstorming you will have to develop.
By exploring so many applications, I
Yeah,
think we will develop this.
yeah, definitely. So many apps are there. So many websites are there. Okay? You just have to
Okay.
practice, right?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anusha, and wish you all the best for your career.
Thank you so much. And your mock interviews are helping us very much. What type of questions they may ask,
Mhm.
how to answer,
Yeah.
everything. And this interview has helped me to get a good confidence. Yeah, if I practice well, I can give good in an interview. That confidence I got from this mock interview.
No, no,
Thanks for that.
you are already prepared a lot. You are good enough. Just revisit few of the concepts and learn Selenium, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.